In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to become a millionaire overnight using margin and Yieldmax funds like TSLY. Yieldmax helps me earn over $400,000 per year in dividends, as you can see below. And our performance and value shows that we're beating all of the indexes with margin and Yieldmax funds. We're up 32% for the year. The SP is up 22, the Nasdaq's up 21, the Dow's up 13, and the Russell's up 11. We're also up 7,000 today, or 0.49%, which, as you can see above, beat the S&P and the Dow Jones. So we're living financially free out of our brokerage accounts using margin and Yieldmax funds. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. So yes, TSLY was up huge today, and that's one way you can make it to a million. Tesla was up 22% today, and TSLY was up 14% today. So TSLY tracked well with Tesla. And if you recall on one of our recent videos about Yieldmax, we made our October buys with Yieldmax, and I said that Tesla looked perfect on its chart for a buy. Actually, I got this idea from my Discord members. I've been nailing TSLY on all these dips. Okay, we've been riding this channel basically for about a year now with TSLY, but recently my members at Discord brought me TSLY and Tesla on the 200-day moving average right here. So we consolidated on the 200-day moving average for a couple of days. This was a perfect consolidation, and then boom, we had breakout today to 260. So that was a huge move by Tesla today, and we nailed this on its chart. Again, this was thanks to my Discord members. And Tesla itself can make you $1 million, but that's not really what this video is about. Okay, even though Tesla is up 22% today and could potentially make you $1 million if you invest enough in this stock over time, the real way to become a millionaire overnight with Yieldmax, margin, and TSLY is to simply invest your margin power available to you. And when you have over $1 million invested, what's the difference between being an actual millionaire or investing $1 million in dividend producing funds? So even though I have 900,000 in my account, I know this idea sounds a bit crazy, but we're close enough to $1 million, but I don't really consider this $1 million. I mean, what if I reach $1 million and then I fall back to 950,000 or something like that? So I don't really call $1 million a million. I mean, who really cares about $1 million? What I care about is what's invested, okay? So as you know, here at my channel, I use some margin, and we have about 600,000 here in margin debt. But this margin debt does not show up on a credit check to banks, and it's low interest because I've negotiated it down twice. It's around 6%, and many of my clients who bought my e-guides negotiated their margin rates down as well, because when you buy my e-guides, you get my phone number for life. So I'll text you that script whenever you need help negotiating your rates down. You can also call me and ask me whatever questions you have about your brokerage account. So my margin debt is around 600,000, and my dividends of around 500,000 will pay it back in around 1 year. The only reason why my margin debt has grown recently is because I've been closing out my puts for gains, okay? I sell put options to lower my risk and lower my margin debt. I even sell put options on Yieldmax, okay? We have a Coney put option, we have a TSLY put option. So these are not put options to be bearish on. These are sold put options to go long. Also, I don't have to own these stocks because these are naked puts, okay? So naked puts oftentimes have lower maintenance than stocks themselves. And again, they lower my margin debt, which lowers my margin interest. If you need help selling put options like I do, that's in my volume 6 e-guide. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my volume 3 e-guide. So maintenance is the key to living financially free out of your brokerage accounts. For every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power. As I always say, I'm just using a small amount of this over 1 million in purchasing power to get ahead. This 600,000 in margin debt, it's a small amount of that over 1 million in purchasing power. And this is also $1 million, okay? Even though I don't have $1 million, I have $1 million in purchasing power, so I have $1 million I can spend. So that's sort of like being a millionaire. But once again, I'm not talking about using Tesla to make $1 million or saying you have over $1 million in purchasing power so you're a millionaire. I'm saying that when you invest, let's say 900,000, and you use this margin debt of 600,000, that's like having 1.5 million invested. And when you're living off of these dividends, okay, this 1.5 million is paying me dividends that I can actually live on. Well, then what's the difference between this and being an actual millionaire? Okay, so this is how I become a millionaire overnight. It's not about how many dollars I have in my account, because again, that always fluctuates. It's about how many dollars are invested earning income. Okay, so I have over over $1 million invested, earning income, and TSLY helps me earn that extra income, okay? TSLY has around a 50% dividend, as I already told you, but TSLY is 50% maintenance, so that's what you have to watch out for with Yieldmax. You have to watch maintenance, so when you're using this margin, you don't want to just use too much margin and have $1 million invested overnight. You want to make sure that you're doing this safely, okay? You don't just invest all of your margin once again just to reach $1 million invested. You want to do it safely. You want to watch your maintenance, okay? Again, maintenance is everything when you're trying to live financially free out of a brokerage account, but you also don't want to have too much stock specific risk. TSLY, as you know, is a smaller position in my account. For all of you who don't know about my channel, I put most of my money in Cornerstone, Defiance, and Roundhill, okay? You don't want to put too much of your money in Yieldmax, especially your margin money. You want to put most of that in the indexes. That's how I balance out my portfolio. Cornerstone is a 5-star fund and it goes upper left to right on its chart, but as you can see by its chart on E-Trade, yes, it goes upper left to right on a 1-year chart. It's been absolutely fantastic for us in the last few months, Cornerstone. But this fund has a 21% dividend. It drips it down at the NAV for free money every month, and it goes upper left to right on its chart, as you saw on the Morningstar chart and on a 1-year chart with E-Trade. But on a 10-year chart here at E-Trade, you see that it goes sideways to down. That's because you have to factor back in dividends, drips, and rights offerings for Cornerstone. If you need help playing Cornerstone, that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. Remember, it has a 20% dividend, and it drips that dividend down at the NAV for 22% gains now every month. So you don't want to pass up Cornerstone, and you don't want to put all of your money in Yieldmax because Yieldmax is largely stock-based. You want to have indexes balance out your portfolio. Once again, you want to anchor your portfolio to indexes like Cornerstone, Roundhill, and Defiance. And Cornerstone just happens to give us the growth that we need because Yieldmax happens to go sideways to down as well on a 1-year chart. If you look at TSLY, for example, everyone complains about TSLY, how it goes sideways to down on its chart. But again, you have to factor back in dividends and drips to get your true performance for TSLY. It's actually doing a lot better than it looks here on its chart because, again, factor back in its dividends. And with Cornerstone, factor back in dividends, drips, and rights offerings for Cornerstone. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to this Discord chat room for life where we alert you of the Cornerstone rights offering announcement. So none of us are worried about the Cornerstone rights offering announcement because we get it here on Discord, and this is how we really level up our account. So we put most of our money in the indexes like Cornerstone, but play Cornerstone properly. I don't want to see comments after my video saying, hey, why do you buy Cornerstone when it just goes sideways to down over time? Again, look at a chart on Morningstar. It actually goes upper left to right. And then I also buy Defiance, which a lot of people say Defiance goes sideways to down. I'm tired of this fund. It erodes. Why be in Defiance? Well, on a chart of Defiance, yes, it's going sideways to down on E-Trade, but on the Morningstar chart, it's actually blowing away its index. So make sure you factor back in total returns when you use Yieldmax and Defiance, but use Cornerstone for the growth, all right, and the low maintenance, okay, because Cornerstone has low maintenance and the growth, and it's fully diversified. Yieldmax is not fully diversified. Yieldmax does not really grow on its chart, as you saw by the TSLY chart or even the YMAG chart. If you remember, we just did a video on YMAG saying you can't anchor your portfolio to YMAG because look, it didn't make it back to the old highs here recently, whereas QQQ did make it back to the old highs. All right, same for Cornerstone, okay, CRF, it made it back to the old highs and then some. So you have to anchor to Cornerstone and the indexes. And in order to become a millionaire overnight, you have to use your margin if you don't already have $1 million in your account, obviously. But where are you going to put your margin? You have to put it with the indexes. So TSLY was nice. Again, we called TSLY at the bottom, okay, right on the 200-day moving average. We called that thanks to my Discord chat room, which you can hear the little alerts on my Discord. It's always going off. We have over 1,000 members here in the Discord chat room pursuing the FIRE lifestyle. So whatever questions you may have about your brokerage account that I can't answer, someone here most likely can answer for you. But yeah, TSLY was really nice. Okay, we called that right at the bottom. I'm really proud of that. And yet I still have to stay disciplined with Yieldmax. Okay, yes, I own some TSLA, I own some TSLY, and these have been great for us, but we can't put all of our money in stocks. We have to put them in the indexes. And when you use the indexes, you can also compound your gains better because you're getting all of your returns behind one name. If you have 300,000 in something like a Cornerstone, if you get a 10% gain in that, that's 30,000. Whereas you'd have to have a double with 30,000 invested in something like Coney, you'd have to get 100% return to get another 30,000. So you can make money easier with the indexes. much safer with the indexes, and you can become a millionaire overnight with the indexes, because for every $1 you put in your account, you get $4 of purchasing power. Everyone's granted this purchasing power to them in their brokerage account. I'm just using a small amount, as I keep saying, of my margin debt to get ahead. All the greats that I know of use debt to get ahead. Why should I be any different? But you have to keep your available withdrawal high, all right? I can withstand over 20% corrections at all times in my brokerage account, because not only do I keep low maintenance names, which I already described to you with Cornerstone and the indexes, but I also keep my put options on, okay? I always have put options on to insure my account in the event of a market crash. So if we were to have a 20% correction, I wouldn't care, because my dividends pay back my leverage. My leverage goes away in the course of a year. Or if we have a 20% correction, I don't reach a margin call. But if we were to have a 30% correction overnight or something terrible like that, then my put options that I keep on would make more money than we potentially lost in the event of a crash. We were up 2,000% in our put options in the month of August. So imagine a 30% crash. If you need help insuring your portfolio like I do with put options, that's in my Volume 5 e-guide. So if you want to become a millionaire overnight, just use some margin, and then it's not about what you have in your account, it's about what you have invested in your account, because what you have invested is what's earning you money. And that's what really makes you a millionaire, in my opinion, okay? It's cash flow and what your dollars are earning. All right, so if you need more help doing what I'm doing, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to this Discord chat room for life, which is the best Discord chat room that I know of in the world that's financial related. And you get my phone number for life, so keep that in mind, okay? You can call me anytime and discuss how I'm getting this outperformance with the indexes. It's what I love to do, so just give me a call. All right, if you like my video, please click like or subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Thanks.